Welcome back, guys. Today we're setting up the new demo sprayer, yard testing it, maybe get it to the field. That's the end goal anyways. But yard testing, we got to put nozzles on it. We took one set of nozzles off of our sprayer that we own. I think that one's a 2012. This is obviously a 23. Got Brody over here. Look at him.
This is a fun job.
At least everything's clean. Clean the nozzles up. That we're on that sprayer. We're capping 2 ports here. You can have 4 different nozzles. You can swap it. Nothing too new about that, other than that they actually turn and click, rather than ours that are all used up. We got those on for soybeans. We're done spraying corn. These are going to be for Liberty and fungicide, so they're just bigger because we put 20 gallons per acre on. These are off of, ow, fly just bit me. They're aggressive today.
Good. I think it's going to rain.
I hope it rains. These are actually off of Eric's sprayer. They were too small for him, imagine that. And since he's got Hawkeye, he wanted bigger ones because he can vary his speed and pressure so nice. That's nice. We're just gonna put all these on and make sure everything talks. We don't have any water in it yet. We do need to do that. And make sure all our settings are right, everything's calibrated. Then we should be ready to spray, I think. So, I know I mentioned this before, how we set up our sprayer. Now the Raven Hawkeye, you can control every nozzle individually, or you can do different sets. So behind the sprayer, we turn up, or right behind the wheel tracks, we turn up a few nozzles so that it's putting just a higher rate out, because a lot of the spray gets tied up in the dust and don't hit the weed. On this system, we just put one size bigger nozzle on both sides of the wheels here. So we're running, I believe these are 08s, and these blue ones are 10s. So just the size bigger. Fly got ya?
Ow.
They're aggressive today.
Keep coming back. Get out of here.
So that's our way. We do it on these also. These are, what are those? Those are 06s, and these are 08s. The color also determines that, if you can remember what each color does, which I cannot. So that's a little trick that I actually learned from a local co-op operator, Richard.
I don't know Richard.
You don't know Richard? Everyone knows Richard.
There's only one Richard I know.
Who's that Richard?
South African.
Alright, we got all our nozzles and caps on. Now we got to place this. I believe it goes on the front of the boom. And we need to put it at about 28 inches from here, according to that sprayer. Yeah, big gun, little bolt. So, first time putting water in it, we've got it. Okay, that's working. Our flow meter. Calibrated the steerable hitch. For whatever reason it wasn't talking, and a couple keys off, keys on, the way it works. So I don't know what that was about. Wasn't happy. Doesn't want to work.
No idea.
Doesn't want to work today. So we're gonna just pump some clean water in there. Check our nozzles. They should be good because we just cleaned them, but you never know. Maybe there's some leftover residual in the boom from being assembled, but we're gonna get in here, run it. Eric's on his way here with his sprayer to kind of teach Brody the screen, because Brody's used to the deer rate controller. This has a Raven on it, so there'll be some learning there. Yeah, I think we're getting close to being able to go out. He's filling at 197 gallons per minute. How much you want in there? Let's be generous. 250.
Jack. You stop at 50, Jack.
Okay. One too many gallons. One too many. Let's see if that needs a calibration. I think that needs to be calibrated. There is a calibration procedure. Unless we're nose down. I don't think we're nose down that much. Brody, there's 300 and some in there.
Okay, it's just after 7. The A team has left the yard. I don't know if it's going to be a very long day today of spraying. We've been hammering out acres, and I mean acres, the last 2-3 days. Soybeans, black beans, corn, both sprayers going in corn now. Brody and I think they still got quite a bit of soybeans left to do. Not sure on that, but there's not many soybeans in the first place. Yeah, we both had like a 1,000-acre day with each sprayer yesterday, which was cool. And I had to be home by 7, which is annoying because I could have maybe gone for like a new record, which I don't know what my record is. I would say 1,500 would be a record if I hit it, which ain't a bad day. Pull type sprayer, 1,500 acres. We are decently spread out, so road travel time. And we don't travel much faster than 19, just to take it easy on the tracks. Am I mumbling again? Rambling, not mumbling. Gonna be a little bit of a unique mix here. Randy, who's my water boy, is actually gonna short load me for this next field so that I do run out, and then we're gonna switch over to Lattice instead of Callisto. I believe I talked about that a while back, because then I got to get back over and do some corn of Chet, so that's going to be black beans next year, and we got to spray Lattice on potential next year black bean ground instead of Callisto. Per label. Always follow your label, kids. You can get in a lot of trouble.
Brody added these on here out of a semi. He actually took it out of the semi. That's actually really nice. That's boom raise, boom lower. They use these a lot because they swing over the road ditches, give themselves more room if they can. So they're on this every time they turn around, raise lower. That's gonna be nice. You'll be able to find those quick and easy and safely. All right, the sprayer's sitting more level now, so now we're closer to 250. So that's why we load these level, because you can be off that much. We're at like 250, 260 now, and I'm still betting we're nose down a little bit. So that's probably close. All right, we are gonna go out and check nozzles, stuff. It's got a remote for this one, so we can, I believe, if we can understand how to run it, but you can control the booms from here. And this nozzle section control. Got the PDM pump running, got my pressure set. So the pump, there is no butterfly valve. The pump speeds up, slows down to control the rate. Similar, the same as the other one that Eric runs. This, I feel like they've updated this Raven controller. It seems more simple than Eric's. I don't know if that's gets more complicated, obviously, when you put Hawkeye on it, but this seems really straightforward. We 15 gallons an acre. We can have 18 gallons an acre. Speed, area. It seems pretty relatively, you can turn your pump off, pump on. Seems simple, right, Brody? He's confused because it's different than deer, right?
I'm only used to deer.
Are you controlling that right now? From his fingertips. Let's get out and check that out. Come on. That's sweet, I like that.
So I'm on a quarter that we auto track, not working. So all of this was not farmable last year, nor the last many years. And that is the beauty of tile. We came in here last fall and did a ton of tiling, and now all of this is farmed in one field, where it was cut up 3 fields or so. I'm trying to do a lot here, guys. Anyways, the moral of the story, tiling is awesome. If you got the time, the ability, this is the reason why we do it. Because now this is completely square except for the grove and the farmyard, which there's reasons that they're still in. So yeah, the only problem is I really wish I could sit back here and steer this tractor, because that looks so smooth, and it's everything I got to stay in the seat, and this thing going over all the tile lines that have now settled. through the fall and springtime here. So I'm going pretty slow. I actually got my pressure pretty low with this big Hawkeye Raven system because we got a little bit of a wind and I just want to keep the chemical on the ground. So for those that don't know, smaller pressure gives me slightly larger droplet sizes, not as much of a mist, and that allows it, you know, like anything, it's heavier, so it falls instead of a mist. Fumigates. Not smooth about this. A couple years of tillage and this will be tip-top shape. This is Chet's field. Chet, you got a rough field. Get out here and fix this fall. Otherwise, we're going organic next year. I am bouncing across this again. So another benefit of tile that I won't say it's an indirect benefit, but it's a little more out there. Now that this farm drains well in the spring, should allow us to get in here and plant earlier, and should be able to manage the rainfall throughout the summer so that we don't have any issues with drowned outs. Because of all that, next year we're going to raise edible beans out here. Edible beans hate having wet feet. Hate them. You pee on them and they drown. So without tiling this, you'd never try. You wouldn't try edibles on, or you'd lose a lot in the spots that would drown out from a 1-inch rainfall before. Now that ain't the case. We got water running off down to our dikes, going into inlets, a lot of seep lines, so it is just really well controlled here on all the extra water, the saturated water. I do believe that tile does not take away water that you need. It takes away the water that the plants in the soil cannot hold and prepares you for the 3, 4-inch, 2-inch downpour so that the ground can soak up as much as possible, alleviates erosion issues. And putting the water into the tube instead of it flowing across the top of the soil also alleviates erosion. So, don't know if I'm convincing anyone, or if you guys need convincing. Maybe you're already smart enough, but the benefits of tile, I don't know what the cons of it are besides the labor and the sweat equity, but the benefits way outweigh any cons that those goofy-minded people can think of. So that's why we tile. And raising edibles, like I was talking about, well, they're kind of more of a cash crop than soybeans. A little more management per acre. Did not see that bump. A little more management, got to spray them, take care of them. Potential to be a lot more profitable than soybeans. So nice to be able to do them.
Alright, so he's doing all that. There's no one in the cab.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Section 1. Those look good. Those look good. So how are you doing this? Just push and hold?
Yeah, you gotta hold it, I guess.
Oh boy. You got a streaker. I think the plastic is maybe a little screwed up there. Turbo T down. Turbo T down. Your favorite nozzle. You know, when technology works, it sure is sweet. I'd like this. It's just the little things that make things just so nice. That's why companies keep integrating, because something like that just makes you want to buy it. Like now I never have to be with Brody and help him clean his nozzles. Right, Brody? You can do the whole boom? That is sweet. It's actually an embarrassing amount of time we've spent just doing this because it's so cool. We do need to spray 600 acres today, Brody. And it's 11.
That's why you're gonna be spraying today.
Why?
I don't know.
Just raises the boom up so he can walk under it. Now you're just showing off. You're gonna sit with that in your lap, then you can just raise lower.
The guy could.
Should have the
masters.
Yeah, should have the trigger fingers. Booms on, booms off.
I'm done with this field except for one headland. Obviously I'm spraying corn. There were beans on the neighbor's field. I chemicals we're using wouldn't get along with them. So with the wind I have, we are going to leave that. The problem is this is the last field that we're putting this Lattice on, the chemical we use to prep for edible beans. So I do need to save this chemical. I can't just spray it out on the next cornfield.